Hello, this is Zerp, and this is a guide for the beginners that just got uh, a VR or onward, whatever you just got for Christmas. Because I'm tired of seeing you guys run around the lobbies team killing. So, this is just a little basic guide on how to really play the game. So, yeah. So, for the Marsoc side, 10 helmet, there's two classes that I use. Well, three actually. I use this, but this really depends on how you play in the games. So yeah, rifleman class. I usually run the AK-5C. This is probably top five most well balanced guns in the game. This gun has pretty much zero recoil, a good amount of damage. It's not that heavy, and it shoots fast. These are the stats, but don't really pay attention to these other than strength. This is really the only one that matters, and speed. In this game, um, the heavier your gun is, the slower you're gonna actually move, and that could actually really impact how you play. So just keep that in mind. The next gun I recommend is the AUG. This is also one of the most well balanced guns in the game, in my opinion. It's like a 5C, but it shoots faster and it has more damage. The only thing that I have a problem with is it's a little bit heavier and the recoil's um a little bit worse. So this gun has a built-in foregrip, so you could save a lot of points. You could put night vision on to see better in day maps, night maps, whatever you're playing, and you could get grenades, everything. So depending on the game mode, if I'm playing assault, I like to run FMJ, and if I'm playing uplink, I use AP depending on what team I'm playing against. Because a lot of people in uplink wear body armor, and assault people don't. So just keep that in mind. So so this gun, the MCX Virtus, this is one of the best guns in the game right here. It's got a built-in suppressor. It's really quiet. I think it might actually be the lightest gun in the game. Shoots really fast. The only bad thing is damage, and the recoil is got a little kick to it. So that's something you got to get used to. But you could save. It's like 1 point less than every gun. It's probably the best gun in specialists, depending on what you like, and you get a frag and a flash. So this gun does really little damage. So if you're playing uplink, definitely use AP. In assault, just hit headshots, and I'm about to show you guys how to better your headshots and your aim. The second best gun, I think, in specialist is the Mark 18. So this gun, it's got a little kick to it. It's a little heavier, but the damage, and it shoots a little slower as well. But the damage is a big difference. Now, this gun could use a nuke tube. This right here is a nuke tube. This is either a smoke grenade or a frag grenade. I use a frag depending on what map I'm on. But you could either use a smoke grenade that will shoot a smoke out, or a frag grenade it's like a grenade launcher, pretty much. But that takes a lot of your points. So if you really wanted to, you could put a foregrip on it. And this gun pretty much has zero recoil. This gun is really good if you do that. But I could control the recoil with the nuke tube, so I like to run it like that. Then whatever util you have points for, that's what I would use. And I like a hollow sight. The next one is marksman. So the marksman class, this gun is really just depends on how you play. I like to run a Mark 17 because I think it's the best sniper next to an SKS. SKS is the best sniper, but that'll be in the Volk side. So this gun is really good. Could put a 12x, foregrip, suppressor, depending on what game mode you're on. Like I said, if you're playing uplink, this is the load that I'd run. All this, but this gun, it's does a lot of damage. It could go full auto. The only bad thing is that it only has 20 rounds, so that's gonna be a little bit. That's gonna take your bullets more. Now, a different thing that you can use is a Mark 16 or M16. My bad. This gun is really good as well. It's got a little bit less damage, and the recoil is a little. I don't know. what the recoil difference is. I really haven't checked. But yeah, the util, depending on what you want, I snipe, so I like to run smokes to get to where I want to go, and that helps me out a lot. So over here on the Volk side, Rifleman, this is really the only gun that you should be running in this class. If you run an AKM, I would go to support. I don't run support. I don't like support. I don't think it's a good class, but it's just based off preference on what you like to use in game. So the best rifleman gun is the AK-12. This has some of the best recoil control in the game. The damage is pretty high. It says low, but it doesn't matter. It shoots fast. It has barely any recoil. The only downside is it's a little heavier. So if you want to move a little lighter, that's when you go to specialist. Like I said, depending on the game mode, put AP in it, get different util. So yeah, for specialist, this right here, I personally think it's the best gun in the game. Sadly, they will be taking it out soon, so use it while you can. The G36C, best gun in my opinion. It has good damage. It shoots really fast. The recoil's really low, and this is one of the lightest guns in the game. So that helps a lot. Helps out a lot. And then with the foregrip with the hollow sight, you could still get a frag and a flash. So I think this is the most broken gun in the game. The next gun in specialist is the TAR 21. This gun is really good. It has a little bit more recoil, but it doesn't have a foregrip, so you could get a C4 and a frag or C4 and a flash. I like to run a hollow and a flashlight. I don't use the suppressor because I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the way the gun looks. Call me weird for that. I don't care. But yeah, this is all the stuff. All right. So I did forget this. I will show this at the end of the video, but if you if you have a gun stock, make sure you calibrate it. Unless you have it set up to a way that you don't have to, then that's perfect. The way I have my stock set up, um, it's a little angled on the front, so I have to do that. But anyway, um, a way to better your aim, freehanding, stock, whatever, come into the shooting range and work these 5 targets right here. So let's say, like, I'm swinging the corner. Just work on headshots and moving your gun to where it's supposed to be. Just work on that, and when you get better, you can speed it up. You can start shooting in bursts. So something like that. My aim isn't that good right now. I just got on, but yeah. So that's one way. Just work on that. Stay behind here. Learn how to lean. So yeah. Another way, if you come over here, there's something called a kill house. Now this is pretty cool, but it could also really benefit how you play. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna come in really slow. Just do that throughout the whole course, and just aim for the head. Don't rush yourself because you're gonna miss. And so just do that, and that should help you get a lot better aim. So the recoil in this game isn't so bad, but sometimes it's a little weird. It goes side to side when you shoot. So like, let's say I'm aiming. As you can see, the recoil when you shoot, it goes like that. So you just gotta start shooting in bursts or a little bit less full auto. So just don't keep the trigger down for so long. So that's exactly what you should do. And as you can see, I hit more headshots. So yeah. So those are some things you could get better recoil control and better aim. So yeah, on to the next one. The next thing I'm gonna teach you is movement. Now, there is some stuff that could be considered an exploit if you do it a lot much. So if you've ever played something called Rainbow Six, there's something called a jiggle peek where you swing a corner left right like this. You just go like that and pre-fire. So that's something that could really help you in game, especially if you're in a really bad situation and you're just getting magged on by a 249 or something. You could just swing it or swing the other way. How did I hit those two targets? What the heck? So anyway, all it really is a left right movement with your joystick. Do not move in your boundary or move your head at all because people will cry like, excuse my language, but like bitches, bro. Just because you do that. So like, and don't snap turn when you do it. That is an exploit. So like I said, left right movement and just pre-fire. Now sometimes they will move and you'll probably end up dying. That happens to me a lot. So yeah, just work that and that'll be a lot good. Well, really good. Who's my fucking English right now? So now I think this really depends on how good your knees are in real life. If you're old and you have trouble with knees, I don't recommend doing this. But if you're a kid and you have good knees like me, I'm 13, so this this isn't really that hard with me. I have back problems right now, but let's say you're behind the wall. Let's say this rock is a wall and you hear footsteps coming towards you. Now, you don't have to swing the corner with your gun up. That's just going to make you a lot slower and a lot more predictable. And if someone knows you're there, they'll probably have their gun up waiting for you to swing it. So what you can do to counter that is when you hear the footsteps, you go around the corner, you drop on one knee, and you shoot as you drop. And that's what's called a drop shot. That could really throw someone's aim off, and that could really, really help you out in matches and games, just to make sure you survive. So at full speed, it should look something like this, just exactly like that. Now I hit my dresser, so it was kind of trash, but let me try it without hitting anything. Now this, it doesn't matter where you hit them, as long as you kill them. That's all that matters. So it's really hard to control your gun when you do that, just because you're moving in real life. So I use a gun stock, so I'll take it off. So it's a lot more unsteady when you do it without a stock. So you kind of just want to aim for the chest or at at them, whatever. So like for something, so for example, just like that. I suck, but it's all right. You guys are probably better than me at. I'm using the physical stock without the stock, so it's a little weird. But anyway, those are some of the key movement. Another thing, when you're shooting, you want to move, bro. People cry about it all the time. You don't want to be standing here, you're getting shot just like that the whole time. You want to move. You want to make sure you can't get hit. So move when you have your gun up. That'll help you out a lot. So, like I said, jiggle peek. So that's exactly what you should do, and that'll definitely help your chances of not getting killed. So yeah. Now for settings, these are all my settings. Put your settings in the beginning. Once you get the game, it should tell you what's your handness, what you want to do, and stuff like that. Um, shit. But there's some stuff that you might want to change. So dominant eye, right, whatever you are. Weapon grip, I put button press because I don't like if I'm trying to reach for a needle to heal myself. I don't want to accidentally grab my gun. And if you have the melee heal input that we'll get into, um, you might accidentally shoot yourself. So I wouldn't do that, especially if you use like a gun stock. That's gonna mess you up a lot. So anyway, to put that on button press, gun smoothing, I put that as default just because it makes the gun feel a lot more steady. Scope smoothing, same reason I have that enabled. The only problem that some people have is moving their gun side to side when they're flicking. I don't have that problem, so I keep it on. Makes my aim a lot better. Weapon pivot, I have that lowered. I really don't know what that does. Movement comfort is really like a something that's supposed to keep you from being nauseous. I don't get nauseous playing this game, so I'd have that disabled. Closer type doesn't really matter, just preference. Now, player height, this thing is actually really helpful. I'm 5'11", so I put it to 6 feet because if you do that, it might actually it doesn't it does. So when you're playing, you look down. Sometimes it'll stop you from running because you have your height too low, and if you look up, you have your height too high. So I like to put it like 1 or 2 inches above my real height, just so I don't have that problem. So yeah, gun stock. If you have a gun stock, put it as physical. If you're weird, put it as virtual. And if you don't have a stock, put it as disabled. Just learn how to hold your controllers on your chin, your chest. That's some stuff that some people will probably end up teaching you. I don't do that, so I just have it on physical. Now, radio position, watch position, all this stuff is really preference. Controls, hold to grip, put that on. It makes your life so much easier. Object, grab mode, grip, melee, none. Spring control, outer edge. That makes you full sprint without having to push your joystick down and breaking your finger. So like you can see my controller, you don't have to do that and push. All you have to do is that. You don't have to push down at all. Locomotion I put as head because I don't like to have my hands control where I go. I like to look where I'm going. So I put that as head. Movement hand non-dominant, whatever you're comfortable with. Now, this is really only if you're on PCVR. I'm on PCVR, but this might be a little bit weird. Audio is also obviously preference. You don't want to be blasting your ears. I control the volume from my headset, so yeah. Graphics. I have my graphics all the way at the top. View distant quality. Max that out. That will definitely help you out with how far you can see and stuff. Anti-aliasing. Put that as 4x if your PC can handle it. Texture resolution high. Ultra and ultra on these two don't really make a difference in my opinion. So I have them down one. I have a 4080 Super, so I can run it, but I prefer not to. I'd rather have performance. So yeah, Bloom. I don't know even know what this does, so I just have it disabled. The graphics are good enough like that. So yeah, these are the settings that I run. If you have like a 4090 something even better than what I have, be my guest and bump these all the way up. But I just I like performance. So yeah. So that is my tutorial for the beginners pretty much. Please don't go into pub lobbies and start killing teammates. That shit is so annoying. But yeah, have a good day, good night, whatever time it is you guys are watching this. Goodbye.